Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Cheska, and I'm a scientist in the daytime and a composer the rest of the time. So today is the day I tell you guys about how I got my first paid gig as a new composer. So you probably already know this, but I did not go to music school. I don't live in LA. I had no connections whatsoever, completely starting from zero. So the way that this started was me being really bored at work, and I was on my phone. I was scrolling through Instagram, and this random lady was following me, and I clicked on her profile and I saw that she was a lot of things. She was a director, a writer, like all these things, but it didn't look like she was actually doing any projects. So I was like, okay. And then I noticed she was promoting a student film. So I clicked on this story she had just to see what it was about. It was a group of students from the NYC film program, and it looked kind of cool. So I was like, wow, I could possibly score for them. So then I clicked on that Instagram profile. It was for their film, forgot the name, but basically on that profile they had listed the cast, the crew, kind of like the log line of the film. I found the name of the director and the producer. So from there I was like, okay, I have their names. They're probably following this account, right? So then I clicked on who was following that film account, and I found the director right away. You could just easily search their name, and it was this young lady from NYU, and I got her DM in front of me, and I just couldn't do it. This eventually led to my first project. So now I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't meant for me. What if I went on Indiegogo and did it the other way around? What if I searched for the projects on the website first and then looked for the director on Instagram afterwards? So that's basically how I started. And after having that revelation, I went on Indiegogo that day while I was at work, and I clicked the film project tab. So if you don't know, Indiegogo is just one of many different fundraising platforms. There's Kickstarter and SceneSpark are the other two that I know. But basically, they categorize all the different projects, not even just film, but literally anything that needs fundraising to get off the ground. On that website, on Indiegogo, I looked for film projects that I might be interested in. And at first, it was just a bunch of like cringy horror films that I didn't really like. But then on the trending page, I found a project that was almost like entirely funded, and they were about to hit their stretch goal, and I was like, this looks really good. So then I clicked on the project, and the name of the film is A Way Out. So Benjamin, if you're here watching this, surprise, you were my first paid project. Thank you so much. I clicked on A Way Out, and I read about the film's story and the inspiration behind it. And I learned that Benjamin, the director, is from Scotland, and he was about to graduate that summer. And this was his final project. So I was just like, wow, okay, you seem really cool. And I watched the video of them talking about the project at work, and I got a sense for what they might be like in person. And I was like, I could see myself making music for you. So then, knowing his name, Benjamin, we won't say your last name just for privacy, I guess, but I found him on Instagram by just looking up the name of the film, and then again finding the name of the director in the followers section of the account. So then I DM'd him and I said, hey, I love your project. My name is Cheska. I'm a composer from California. This looks awesome. Can I contribute to it? And he responded very positively. And from there, we exchanged emails and set up a Zoom call. And then next thing you know, we're in business and I'm scoring for them for the very first time and getting paid for it. So it was a really, really great experience. And I don't think this is something that's unique to me. I'm sure there are other people doing it out there. It's just that no one is talking about it. It was just really, really great. And when I got this first project, it was springtime. So there were a lot of students making films for their final projects, especially those in film school all over the world, not even just in the US. Now, what happened after this first project? I kept doing it. I did it over and over again, like 5-6 times. Like, I'm honestly taking a break from it because I want to try out other things as well. A few tips I have for people trying this out is to, one, really research the project you're trying to, pitch your services to. So if you have a good idea of what the director is like, what they're looking for, what their inspirations are, why this project is so important to them. A lot of them pitch in their own money to these projects, and although sometimes it's for school, they really had to pick a story that they were passionate about and that they really believed in, because you're working with so many different people just to bring this film to life. If you can't rally around a story, I think it becomes a lot harder to sell on screen. And so if you can really identify the passion, the inspiration behind that film, I think you will really stand out if you have great music to back that up as well. So, you don't really need to have like this big fancy portfolio just yet. I didn't really have much. I had nothing under my belt, to be honest. I just had little snippets of music I posted on my Instagram. I don't believe I showed Benjamin anything. You just said yes for some reason. So I think that just goes to say that if you feel like you're the right person and they can trust you from the very first meeting, and you can really work with them and think of it as a collaboration, you will do well regardless of whether you went to music school. You don't even need that much to get started, and that was just a really big misconception that I had in the beginning. So what tip is this? So the next thing I would say is to not be so hard on yourself. And even though you're not a professional, whatever, and you feel like you're not qualified, like, just do it. It sounds very cliche and whatever, not that helpful, but literally just do it. Put yourself out there. And even if you're really nervous, if you have the passion and you're excited about it and you have great music to help, bring this film to life, that's all you need. Literally, it's right there. I just gave it to you. Here are the websites again. If you guys have any questions or if you'd like to see more videos on this topic, I will gladly make them because I've been thinking a lot about this. I've shared this idea with many composers already. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do this, but they're just not talking about it. For some odd reason, it feels like this is such a good secret. Like, why would you tell everyone this? And honestly, there are so many films that are being made every single day all around the world. Why not? Like, there's so many people that have stories to tell, and I don't see why there isn't enough work for all of us, So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want more of this, be sure to subscribe, like this video. If you came from my Instagram, I will be here primarily most of the time now, in terms of posting content. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.